The average millionaire is just smart and consistent. Let's get that out the way. And we already proven. We looked at some top fumbles. Y'all said Mike Tyson, 50 Cent, MC Hammer. He fumbled I think 50 million. Mike Tyson, I think, was like 300 million. It might have been more than that. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. There's no amount of money that can save you from bad decisions. So if you're going from zero to financially stable, what you realize is most people just literally don't have self-awareness when it comes to money. Like, you have no idea that you're overspending. You have no idea that you can't even fix something because you don't even think it's a problem. I remember I used to work at the mall, right? I used to work at King of Prussia, right? And working at the mall is one of the hardest ways to save money. Especially when you already got bad spending habits. Nigga, I used to get paid Friday and the bread would be going before I even clocked in that Friday. I would probably get paid Thursday night, Friday morning, technically like 2 a.m. or something. That bread would be going before I even clocked in, bro. I'm just being honest, bro. I mean, I was like 17, you know what I'm saying? High school and shit, but that bread was gone. Didn't even exist. It never made it to the weekend. Never made it to the weekend. The thing with that is, I didn't even think this was like, you know what I'm saying? I just was so deep into making purchases. It was just like, oh, I want to buy this next. 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 Literally no plan. When you start putting a little bit of money to the side, it could be $20. Let's say that's all you can afford to save per check is $20 or $50 or $100. You have to do that first. Now, every time I pay myself, because I'm an employee technically under my own business, do your homework on, yeah, niggas get LLCs or corporation. Do your homework on that. I pay myself. Anytime I pay myself, the first thing I do is separate that money to that savings, bro. The first thing I do. Because you start even ignoring that money a little bit, bro. And you have a little budget. You do it by percentages. You look at how much you getting paid. You break it down to percentages. You kind of got like rails. You got like rails. Like, y'all know how I'm a good bowler. So every time I bowl, they don't put the rails up when I bowl because they know I'm gonna just hit a strike. So if the rails was there, it'll prevent somebody like y'all from going to the gutter. A budget is rails. A budget tells you, don't go that way. Don't spend this much, and you're cooked. That's a budget. That's the bottom line of a budget. So y'all haven't seen me bowl? Okay, so we're just not paying attention to the streams then. Anyway, the point being, bro, is you know what's crazy? If I would have looked at my money back then, let's say the check was like $300 or $500, and I would have put like a budget calculation on that. Actually, let me show y'all for some niggas. I know some of you niggas still count on your fingers. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull this up. I know some of you niggas still read with your fingers. Anybody say the last paycheck y'all had? Just say the number, even if it's embarrassing. Even just somebody give me a number. I'm gonna take the first number I see in the chat. Bro says 1,700. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's go 1,700. Okay. You got paid. This is after taxes. This is everything. Like, this is like, let's say you getting paid this bi-weekly, right? We're gonna say bi-weekly. We're just gonna make this up. Right? Boom. Now, I don't know what you spent or how you spent it, but this is gonna be like a not so terrible guideline, right? Now, you got categories. You got save, right? You got invest. Let me know if is this too small. Y'all can read that. Fun. This is the fun category. Do not spend this at the strip club. That U in the end is far as fuck from F, so we're gonna go right there. F is for friends and it is together. What else do I save? Invest, fun. There's something else I do with my money. It's the fourth category, bro. Needs. You're right. Needs. I'm tripping. Needs. Now, the first thing you would have to do, rent. I mean, if you see a big, like a very in-depth financial spreadsheet, it's going to separate all that thing and be very specific. But let's just break it down to needs, fund, invest, and save, right? Boom. Let's just do it like that, right? Type shit. Go down that way. Bam. Right? Now, for the guy that said 1,700, I don't remember who you are, How much do you pay a month in needs? Your needs is like kind of like that shit. A lot of times is set in stone unless you move or change your living situation. Your needs. This is for me. My needs will be rent, car insurance. I'm thinking about like my internet, and food, shit like that, like phone bill, right? 1,000 a month and just rent. Okay, I only asked about rent. Okay, the average phone bill check. Can we just say 100? Can we just say $100? I'm gonna make up everything else. Let's go 1,100. Let's rent your phone bill. Wi-Fi. Let's go 75. Okay, let's go 75 actually. 75 for the phone bill. 75 phone bill. 75 Wi-Fi. So we're at about $1,150, right? Do you drive? Mr. 1700. That was wheel 25. Do you drive a car? Yes. Okay. Let's get that insurance price, buddy. I appreciate you letting us really use this example. Your needs have to come first, chat. But guess what the second most important category is? Guess what the second most important one is as a human being? Y'all go and say save. It's the fun. It's the fun one. Why is it the fun? Because money has a lot to do with emotion. Money has a lot to do with psychology. If you've ever gambled, if you have ever had money ever in your life, you know 9 times out of 10, the first thing you think of doing is pleasing or satisfying yourself emotionally. Oh, I want them sneaks. I want that new this game, or I want to buy this, man. The first thing is like you'll try to emotionally satisfy yourself. So you have to put that in your budget because it's just unless you're like going negative every month and you can't afford to have fun. 9 times out of 10, you have to like put it in there just so you can channel. Like you have to get it out. It's like anger. It's like if you're angry, then you need to start boxing or going to the gym or something. Like you just don't want to let that anger build up because then you're just going to do something crazy. It has to go somewhere. So fun is really important. Total insurance is around $700, but I get paid weekly. Oh, so this is $1,700 weekly. Oh, my fault, money man. You should have just said that. You should have just said that, buddy. You should have just. My fault. I was not familiar with your game, buddy. My bad. Oh shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. My fault, bag of China. My fault, money bag, yo. Okay, so we're going to put you at. I didn't know this was weekly. I was going to do this whole calculation after, but. Okay, this is not average. This is not average at all. So, I don't know if we want to use you, but we're going to stick with it. We're going to stick with it because this is not average. This is actually way above. You make almost $7,000. You're making $7,000 a month after taxes. This isn't average, but let's just go with it. Let's just go with it. What's all your needs a month then? What's all your needs a month? Let me get like $3K, $2,500, something like that. Just let us know real quick. You could just you know this number for sure. And after that, we're gonna apply the budget about all your needs. Even if you don't know, then we can just make it up then. Because every other category gotta work around your needs. Ballpark it. Let's just ballpark it. It runs up like $2,500. All right, I stay with my folks. That's smart. For a time being. Okay. Now, this is I like doing this per check. If that makes sense, chat. Like I know, I like calculating this budget every check. And the reason I like doing that is because let's say sometimes the taxes change or your hours change. He might go from 1 month making $6,800 to $6,200 or $6,500 or you know what I'm saying? Like so I do it per check and it lets me know what's an accurate number for that check. Now that I have this number though, watch how I do this. I'm gonna take $2,500, right? And divide it by 6,800. And this is gonna give me a percentage. Boom. 0.36. I'm gonna round that up to 7. Right? Wanna make it a percentage? Drag the decimal point twice. So 36.7% a month on needs, right? This is a very important number. That 6 looks horrible, but I'm drawing with my mouse. Around 36.7% on needs, right? Now what I can do is erase this 2,500. Actually, no. I'm tripping. Let's keep that there. You know what this leaves? There's about to be some big brain moments, but just follow me here. We're going to take 100% minus that needs category. We're going to get like 63.3. I'm just roughing this off. Am I right or wrong? 63.3, right? Okay, I was right. Now, this is for everything else. This is for everything else. Right? Are we good now? Boom, we got the needs out the way. This is like all his bills, car, insurance, all that. Yeah. This is leftover for everything else. Now, this is where you go back to your budget, right? And you say to yourself, this is personal now. What is my priorities? What are my priorities? Right? Me, I just had to change my budget a couple months ago because I'm prioritizing saving right now. I'm prioritizing saving. So one of my highest categories is saving instead of literally investing. For most of the last 2 years, my highest category was investing. Now, I know myself. I've pretty much trained myself not to be impulsive. I'm not really an impulsive person. If I don't go out a lot, I'm not going to spend a lot. I'm not really an impulsive person, not as much anymore, right? For me, fun had to be a certain amount because I just know I like nice things. But I know I'm super saving right now, so I'm keeping fun low right now, right? I'm not having much fun. I'm saving, and the only spending I really do is when I'm traveling for these trips and shit like that. Now listen, with that being said, we got 63.3% left over for everything else. Now we're not going to break this evenly. Whatever we want to be a priority, let's say you have no emergency fund, right? And an emergency fund is emergency happens, you got a good amount of money in your savings to handle it. Or you lose your job, and then you got a good emergency savings to survive a couple months and shit like that. That's an emergency savings. You can handle an emergency. Now, you don't have one. You're starting from scratch. You've been making some bad choices with your money. Your life sucks. Right? Right. They usually say 4 to 6 months of pay. You have to prioritize saving. So what we're going to do is, assuming every single one of your bill is taken care of and the needs, every single one of your car insurance, food, everything is taken care of under the $2,500. I switched from ordering a lot, I was ordering chat maybe 1 to 3 times a day, every day for like a year straight. I mostly cook now. I haven't cooked recently because I'm about to travel again, so it's like whatever, right? So I started changing cooking just to put even more in this save category. So you will have to make adjustments based on whatever your priority is at the right time, right? So just from you talking to yourself. And if you got a comfortable savings, you just went through that season, you can update your fund budget, drop the save. Like you can do whatever you want. I'm just saying these change. Your needs always must come first though. They always gotta be thought about. Now, 63.3%. If savings is my priority, right? Let's say we make this like 30%. Are we feeling 30? I'm going to go with 33.3 because that leaves me an even, I can split it 15 by 15. Boom. Now, we can go 15 by 15, but personally, if I know I'm locked in with saving, for me, the next thing importantly is going to be investing, bro. So I personally, I'm thinking 20-10. You can go 15 for 15. Whatever you do, this has to add up for 30. You can go 8 and 22. We're just using like pretty solid numbers though. We're not trying to make it freaky and shit. Fix that. This shit looks horrible. Right? Boom. Looking good right there. We're looking good, right? Now listen. We already know this is 36.7%. Don't get lost in the numbers, chat. Remember, we took this out of 100. Took our needs, subtracted the needs from 100. We got this much percentage left. Now we split that up in our categories. 13.3 for fun. Are y'all feeling that, chat? Because guess what? If you look at your fun budget, right? You can adjust too. You gotta reflect. Like, all right, am I overspending? What am I overspending on? What was more than I predicted it would be? This shit is live. Like, you don't just make this up and just walk away from it. You kind of like peep game on it. You kind of check daily, like on your spending. Like, all right, how much did I spend here? Blah blah blah. Listen. If I showed you how I did my taxes last year, I found every single purchase for my business and added every single, like, that was a tedious thing to do, but every single one. Mint is a good app. Mint will like keep track of all that shit for you. You just gotta put all your accounts on there. Now listen, right? Boom, we good, right? This is how we're gonna do the math. Right? I'm about to erase all this shit so we can calculate this shit. All we did right here is he said he spends $2,500 a month on what he needs. We did the math, $2,500 divided by how much he makes a month. This is how much he makes a month because we looked at how much he gets paid weekly. Get it? Got it? Good. All right, next. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to erase all this shit. How the fuck I make my eraser bigger, bro? Like, I don't know. Oh, yeah, size. Size matters, chat. Size matters. How the fuck I make this shit bigger, bro? That shit barely worked. The top. Fuck it, I'm almost done, bro. I'm almost done at this point. Undo. It's not the last thing I draw. So if I undo, it's not going to work. Bada boom. See, listen, y'all got to do this because if you don't do this, you're not going to know you have a problem. You're not going to know how out of pocket your spending is. Like, you might look at your fund budget, right? Watch when we actually get these numbers. I'm going to show you something. We're going to do this very, very fast. That's how we do this. This is monthly, by the way. This is monthly. We're going to take 6,800 and multiply that by every single one of these categories. Boom, boom, boom. Point. That's the decimal point in front of that. That's how you go back and put a percentage into like some math shit. Multiply 0.10. Right? Boom. Bada boom, bada bang. Right? Now, we smack this in there. This guy's making big boy money. He gets to save $2,000. 264. Excuse me, that 2 is like not on the line. 0.4. Right? Bam. Right? That's what we got when we did this math. That's what we got. Next up, we got 20%. It's like 1360. Bam. 10%. I already know that's going to be like 680. Boom. This should be dollar for dollar. His Bible, his Quran, his Holy Grail. He should wake up to this every day. I'm going to just put monthly over there. Now mind you, this is assuming he gets paid 4 paychecks in a month. Sometimes it could be 5 checks in a month. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So this is just a 4 paycheck month. You know what I'm saying? 4 paycheck month of a weekly paycheck, 1,700. Blah blah blah. This is what his life should look like. Now, if let's say you never did this, you know what happens for most people when they see some shit like this? Oh shit. So when I bought them Micah Mary jeans that was $950, I was way over my fund category. That's why I'm barely saving. Why those percentages? Because like I said, after your needs are taken care of, you can change these percentages based on what's your priorities. And like I said, let's say his priority is he doesn't have a good savings account. So his priority for the next 6 months is to save a lot of money. Then savings, he bumps this up. Makes this the highest thing on there just so, you know what I'm saying, he can handle business the way he wants to. So when you look at this, then that's when you reflect like, damn, I'm actually spending way too much money over here, not enough over here. I'm not even spending money investing monthly, and I'm still overspending. Like, what the fuck is going on? So you start panicking at first, like, damn, my shit way out of order. Really, chat? I remember I first did something like this, right? I'm talking about like years ago, bro. It took me, no lie, a couple of my job checks to get to like stabilize my life. It's not like literally what you might realize is, oh shit, I literally have to like take care of a couple other things first, whether it's credit cards, whether it's whatever you're paying, right? And then say, oh shit, like I gotta stabilize my life, and then I can start living by this blueprint. But for the most part, keep it to this blueprint, bro. Keep it to what your blueprint is. You just might I know some people might be in some type of holes. Like, shit, I got to pay off a couple of my cars first, man. Or I got to catch up on this and catch up on that. But now with this, what this should make you do is slow the fuck down in a couple other areas where you like, all right, I'm not going to the mall today. Actually, y'all can go without me. I'm actually not going out to eat. I'm not going out to eat. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you start peeping game like, damn, I gotta tighten up on other shit. You feel me? If we go back to the beginning of what I was talking about, let's get some advice per these categories. Any check, so like I said, he get paid 4 times. Okay, so y'all wanna know how to put this into terms of each of his paychecks? Well, no, don't do that. Each of his paychecks, he would just do this. He either divide this number by 4. Like, he got 2 options. He could put 1,700 into this, or just divide like these numbers by 4. To me, it's easier to divide by 4, but I already got this shit written right here, so that's why I'm about to just put 1,700. That's all you got to do per check. You just every time you get a new paycheck, apply it to these numbers. Because like I said, you could just divide by 4, but it's more likely that your paycheck will change than you'll get the same exact check every time. Like, I just don't believe that happens all the time. So every time your paycheck changes, boom, you erase this part, you put the new numbers in. Paycheck might have been 1,800. You know what I'm saying? Paycheck might have been 1,600. You know what I'm saying? Then you change it and update your categories. You feel me? So that's all you got to do. And that's how you adjust it per each of your paychecks, so you know exactly what to throw away in your savings immediately. Do that first. I'm telling you, before you get paid, you gotta kill your momentum. Like, all right, you hype as shit, dickhead. You trying to go spend some money? No. Throw that savings away. Throw that savings away quick. You feel me? Duck that off first. And then next, right? Next, personally, what I like to do, or what I think y'all need to hear, is for this investing category. I'm telling you, I can zoom in on these books. Those are some of the most well-known finance books in America behind me. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all of that. Some of y'all never even heard of. Principles by Ray Dalio. That's a multi-billionaire of the top investment firm in the world. Or they at least were at the top at one point in time. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Intelligent, like some real try-hard-ass finance books behind me, bro. You read all those, right? You don't have to. I'll give you what's important. Some of the best shit I've heard with investing, bro. Invest in what you use. You got a PS5? Go get some Sony stock. You got an iPhone? Get some Apple stock. One of the stories that was told in a book called this was I remember the exact book. It's this book, One Up on Wall Street. It's a very hard read. I would not start with reading that. I just wanted to show y'all because that's the book that I heard it in. He said one of his best investments was because his wife came home in these jeans. It was like jeans or like a pocketbook she had, right? And when his wife had the jeans on, she was so hyped to buy him or something like that. And then him being an investment guy, he went to see if they had a stock. He invested in the stock of that jeans company and they went crazy. They went crazy. So it really just gave that example of, like, let's say you know Sony about to drop a new game or Sony about to have a new event. That will impact their stock. So you invest in PlayStation knowing what they're doing. If you invest in companies that you use and that you know, it's much easier to be predicting what they'll do or how good or bad they are and how good or bad that they should do. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times y'all like to look up top 5 places, top 5 stocks to invest into, gold and silver and all these things. Invest in shit that you literally use, because guess what? Anything, and it's the same thing for music too, chat. The underground always controls the mainstream eventually. So a lot of shit be cooking in the underground first, and then it becomes overhyped and mainstream and shit like that. You feel me? Are the ads running or no? Are the ads running or no? No? Bro, for that nigga that said ad, time you out, bro. Like, chill. Don't say ads at the wrong time, because I'll be pausing it. So listen, the underground always controls the mainstream. So a lot of times, underground, guess who gets the underground shit first? The people. The people get the motherfuckers that have friends and family that are interested in this new product or some shit. Now mind you, TikTok be making the block hot. So say you have more leftover from fun or investments. You shouldn't have leftover. Your goal should be to spend dollar for dollar everything. The only thing that could give you leftover is fun. You should dollar for dollar try to get rid of everything for each category. And let's say you have leftover, just put it into what's most important. And for this breakdown, it was savings. If you can't invest, what do you replace it with? I'm only 14, so I'm trying to understand. You could have one thing. You could have one savings account, and then also put money in there for investing. Just put the extra money into saving, I guess. Unless you want to have more fun with it. But if you can't invest, if you literally can't, then the option, you got to throw that money somewhere. I say save it at the same time, but that's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Right, invest in a side hustle, buy shit that's important, buy shit, do what you need to do. But like I said, same thing with music. Something to be underground, and then next thing you know, it's a mainstream wave. Nirvana, you ever heard of the band Nirvana? Self-assured, I know, like all that shit. Bro, they changed fashion. They literally changed fashion by just throwing bullshit on. Next thing you know, Vogue's trying to keep up with the shit. I think it was called grunge. What was the fashion thing that they started, bro? Grunge. I'm fried. I knew I was fucking it up, but I knew I was close. Grunge. A whole fashion trend that they started just by being a random band just doing shit with clothes. And then when it went from underground to mainstream, now the mainstream niggas had to catch up. Now Vogue's trying to figure out what's the hottest fashion trends, because they're going to the streets of the people and trying to study that new thing. Same thing with hip hop, everything, bro. Same thing, bro. Same thing. So at the end of the day, you will get the best shit first on the people-to-people, word-to-mouth type shit. Like I said, that's the best advice for investing, is to invest in shit you know, invest in shit you use, invest in shit that you personally hear about. Don't just go to Google, because anybody can do that. We all, however many people of us is in here, can Google and find the same link and then go into the same company. You're not going to win big or do anything big by just like being late to the fucking party. He said grudge. I know I was close, dog. I knew I was close. Grinch. Oh, God. Also invest in your work. Exactly, bro. So, Ty, you investing in YouTube? YouTube's not a stock, bro. Not that I know. Does YouTube have a stock, chat? It would be Google. Like, YouTube doesn't have no stock, bro. Yeah, Google. And yes, I have Google stock. Or Alphabet, excuse me. No, Google has a stock, right? I know I'm not tripping. I know Alphabet is like the top company, but Google has a stock, right? Yeah. Is it? Alphabet is Google. All right, same shit, bro. Same shit. Would skincare being fun or need? Definitely fun, bro. I'm gonna be honest. A lot of shit that you think you need, you don't need, bro. Now, mind you, I know y'all see all these soft black man error and all this other shit. I'm a little old school, bro. I don't think nothing wrong with mani-pedis and all that. That's just like kind of like the basic starter pack of self-care to me nowadays. Like, it's just, you know what I'm saying? You get your mani-pedi and shit like that, right? I'm a little old school, bro. I roll my sleeves up. Like, I just drink water and work out. That's the best skincare I got. You know what I'm saying? Sweat is very good for your skin and good for your body in general. And drinking a lot of water. Everything you eat that's toxic will come out of your pores. They will come out of your skin. Anything that does not process in your you know what I'm saying, throughout your digestive system and go to, you know, the liver and shit like that, it comes out of your skin. And when you sweat it out. So if you eating all this bullshit and then you sweat it out and your skin all fucked up, that's why your skin look like that, because you eating bullshit and it comes out of your skin. T-Chain ain't paying you no more. I'm about to we renew that sponsorship. Have you ever fasted before? I fast all the time. I haven't fasted much recently though, because I'm on some gaining weight shit right now. The skin is the biggest organ. Exactly. And the skin is the first level of our immune system. That's why when you get a cut, they put peroxide in it, because that's the bacteria. The first way they try to get inside of your body is through your skin. How do you calculate the percentage for needs? You look at your real needs. Look at your real needs. Liking Rod, I appreciate the gift this up, man. But yeah, chat. If y'all got any questions, then I can give y'all a second to answer them joints. So I know a lot of y'all might have questions. I'm gonna tell you what I knew though. Pre-content, right? Pre-content. I'll tell you what type of thinker I was. I knew, like, now we're just gonna have some hard truths, some cold hard truths. I'm gonna tell you cold hard truth number one for me. I would rather be financially stable than like my job. I knew that about myself. I would rather be financially stable than like my job. I never understood why people would work at, like, let's say you're 18 plus, like you're at this point, like a position to be an adult and start making some like decent moves for your life. I never understood personally why people would go get a low paying job and just keep that low paying job. Keyword was keep. It's okay to be broke. It's not okay to stay broke. It's a difference. It's okay to be broke. It's not okay to stay broke. Personally, I'm only speaking for myself. You know what I'm saying? Money doesn't make me all that other shit. Personally, I had goals though. I had goals. I know I wanted to support my family. I knew I wanted to help my family. This shit was all written. This shit was all written by yours truly. And God allowed it. So here we are. But personally, I knew that there are a lot of stable careers out here that are pretty easy to access and make good money. And by good money, let's just say we're going to put that at anything above $45,000 a year, depending on where you live. I'm not going to say this is good money to say, oh yeah, damn, I make more than 45, I'm good. Because I know people that make like 80 or 90,000, and then after tax it smacks them so hard they might as well just be working at Mickey D's. If that's what they say it feels like. But guess what? Another good ass financial literacy lesson. The book this was in was Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, I believe. What it really also showed me, at every level of money, there's a new purchase. So if you're making $500 a month, you could spend that shit on
next time make it 20, but thank you
sneakers,
for that, I know you barely
and all that.
Finish talking about trading options.
All right, I get to that. When it comes to, like, let's take a car for example. There's a car that's $5,000. Might be hard to find, but you can use Facebook Marketplace, a friend of a family, or you can get a car for $5,000, right? Not as easy as it used to be, but you can get a car for $5,000. You can get a car for $50,000. You can get a car for $500,000, and you can get a car for $5 million. You can get shoes for $5. I think you can get some shoes for $5. Thrift for something good, whatever you find them. You can get some shoes probably for $5. I'm gonna think. You can get shoes for $50. You can get shoes for $500. You can get shoes for $5,000. So one of the biggest advices in that book was there's always a level. There's always something to buy at every level of money. At every level, there's something to buy. So the thing about it is, as most people's income increases, so does the level of the things they buy. Now, you can see the rewards of your money. You can have fun with it. You can enjoy your money. You can treat yourself. But the thing is that people always gravitate towards whatever money they're used to mentally. There's a study that people who win the lottery always go back to their original salary. Most people that hit the lottery. Most people that hit the lottery always make whatever salary they had before, because they're used to living off that much money. So that's the money they go back to living off of, because it's just like they have the habits of making that money, managing that much money, making that much money. So they just always find a way to get back to it. What book is it? Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It's not going to be a book you're going to hear many people recommend. I've read so many of the mainstream financial literacy books, I started to find the ones that people don't talk about. And that one that I mentioned, which is not behind me, it's in my living room, was the best of the best that I read on any financial literacy book. And it's not even mainstream. Like, people, I don't even hear people talk about it. They always say Rich Dad, Poor Dad. They say this one, this. They don't never say Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, bro. They can say Millionaire Next Door. Millionaire Next Door was cool. I think in that one, anybody read Millionaires Next Door? Was that the book that talked about PAWs, UAWs or some shit like that? It was like under accumulators of wealth, prodigious accumulate. Like it like separated like that. I think that was that might have been that book. I don't know. I could be right or wrong. I haven't read that book in years. Think and Grow Rich, right? That's another mainstream one, bro. I like finding the gems. It'd be like, damn. Tony Robbins, you know I love Tony Robbins, man. I haven't read that book though. Once I started to read, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you. I read like 13 financial literacy books, and I started to see they did get repetitive. So it's really like some common lessons in them that are really impactful. And I told you a lot of them. Invest in what you use and what you know and what you hear word to mouth on the street. Because as we know, underground controls the mainstream when the mainstream catches up. So you might find a company that nobody really heard about yet. They go public, and you stay with them because you seeing the moves that they making. You hearing people talk about them more and more. And I'm telling you, it might take that one financial advice YouTuber. It might take Congress to pass a bill that benefits them. Timing is everything with life. I'm trying to tell you, bro. This is where you start to find history, like, kind of interesting. You start finding out, like, how much shit happened at the same exact time and how much shit was going on at the same time. It's, like, interesting. You might find history really important. Like, I don't know. Shit just be weird when you look at history and you start getting, like, shit that start making sense and lining up. Timing is literally everything, bro. Timing is everything. Right place, right time, right person who could make the right decision. Bam, life has changed forever. Off topic, are you always in control? You know what I mean, like level 3 type shit. Oh, always. There's no going back. What Dick Gregory says, when the universe put the glasses on you, there's no taking them off. There's a couple rules. You can't put them on somebody else. You can't see things as they are supposed to be. You see things as they are. And I forget the third one. I got all banks closed for some dumb shit. You think I can get them back? Mainstream want to set me. He told me mainstream banks. When you say some dumb shit, I got a 99% chance that I know what you're talking about because I grew up around people who did shit like that. I forgot. I don't know. That shit like lasts a couple years, I think. I know somebody I know he had to wait like 5 years or something like that. If you literally cannot get any bank account, like a credit union, anything like that, then the next thing you got to do is you probably literally have to go pen and paper, buddy. You probably literally got to go pen to paper. So it's like 5 to 7 years. I know I wasn't tripping. You got to rock off Chime or Cash App. Okay, so people got solutions. People actually got solutions, man. Money under the mattress. What can I start with to begin at 18? Okay, that's where I was about to start. I was about to start, let y'all know, before content, where was my head at when I was reading them books and what was I thinking? Okay, so like I said, I don't understand why people would rather work a job that keeps them broke rather than trying to do something to position themselves to get some money. So personally, how did I think myself through it? I looked at a couple things. I looked at necessity. Like, there are careers that will never be gone. Let's see if y'all can guess the categories of those careers. Just think about a couple categories, chat. Think about a couple. The first thing you say is medical, bro. First thing you say is medical. Then the trades. You know, you got the medical field, the trades. Upkeep, like people's like beauty, stuff like that. People always gonna want haircuts. They always gonna want to look good. You know, this is why, keep in mind, chat, this is why I say timing is everything. No one person's success stops another person's. Gucci didn't stop Louis Vuitton from becoming a brand. Prada didn't stop Ferragamo from becoming a brand. And then Michael Mary is probably like one of the most recent designers, right? They didn't stop him from becoming a brand. Cardi didn't stop Uzi from becoming an artist. Uzi didn't stop Trippie Redd. You know, Michael Jackson didn't stop Prince. Tupac didn't stop Biggie. Like, there's literally, when you do what you do in anything in life, there's space. Trust that there's space. At that point, sometimes in certain industries, right? Like, I know people that drive trucks. When the block get hot, when everybody start doing the same thing, it'll fuck your money up, because y'all might not know much about trucking, but like, let's like simplify this. There's the job, which is like deliver this to this place, and then they got people that, you know, do the calling, right? And then let people know what the jobs are. I think it's like the dispatch stuff. You got the drivers that pick it up and get the jobs and stuff like that, right? When so many people went to go do that shit, they start doing deliveries for like bottom dollar, like way less money than they would have done them for before. And because so many people are new, they're taking the jobs for that little bit of money. So like the truckers can't really strike and say, pay us what we worth. You know what I'm saying? So when shit like that happens, it's like, damn. But point being, like, a lot of situations, don't sit here and be like, man, it's too late to start my clothing brand, man. It's too late to start rapping. It's too late to start doing this on YouTube. And this. It's not, actually. Nobody stops anybody from growing, really. Nobody stops anybody from growing. Just because you had Michael Jackson doesn't mean Prince wasn't going to sell records. Just because you had, you know, Tupac doesn't mean Big wasn't going to sell records. Like, it just, you can compare this to anything. Playboy Cardi don't stop Uzi from selling. Like, it just, you know, just do you. What I was going to go to, though, if we talking practicality on some simple shit, my direction, I chose the medical field. But what I also knew, if I didn't go to school, if I wasn't going to go to school for free, I was going to me, it was a trade. Oh, for sure it was a trade. You know what I'm saying? My pop drives trucks. It took him, like, I think he said either a year or 18 months. Maybe even 9 months. I don't know, somewhere between 9 months to 18 months to get his qualifications and CDL and all that. And at certain companies he worked for, he was making over 6 figures. And there are people who went to school for 4 years, got all types of loans. Let's not even talk about 4 years being invested, and have never made that a year. So you kind of see a lack of a correlation between salary and like requirements. I'm only having this conversation if your goal is to get to the chicken. If your goal is to save the puppies, save the puppies. However, if you got a lot of money, you can save a lot of puppies. So let's just get into that. Point being, bro, and also if you make a lot of money, bro, there are a lot of donors and sponsors that help nonprofits. There are a lot of donors and sponsors that help nonprofits and that keep a lot of these companies and places alive and pay their salaries and pay for their events. And so they literally cater to patrons and shit like that. So you can be on either side of the spectrum. Good people help out people. Good people help each other. You know what I'm saying? So if you're on I want to get the chicken side, right? The point is, there are a lot of things people don't know that they just can simply go to or get into that will make them money. I knew a homie who hated his job. He's miserable with one of the jobs he had. And he really was struggling with his money. And he went to become an electrician. When he started doing his research, he found a state program that paid for his electrician schooling. So he became one for free. And then I think the school he went to, they already had jobs lined up for him when he was going to be out of electrician school. Now you might be listening to chat, bro, I don't want to drive buses. I don't want to do plumbing. I don't want to do carpentry. I don't want to do the electricity stuff. I don't want to be broke. Like, I never understood. Listen, different strokes for different folks, bro. I literally never understood why I would literally do anything but not be broke. I don't give a fuck if I had to be sparking some plugs for 2 years straight. Like, people don't even realize, like, it don't take long. Like you can hate something temporarily. I hate being broke. Like, does anybody else feel that way? Now, you might have been making your own excuses. You literally might have been making your own excuses. We're talking practically. We're not talking about the guy who, mind you, when I was in Miami, I had to get this nigga some advice, bro. And not even some advice. I had to give him his respects. I went to fucking Five Guys, as y'all seen in the vlog. I went to go get something to eat at Five Guys. We just didn't vlog this because we left the camera in the car, bro. I went into Five Guys. The nigga was on his break editing an album, bro. Now, I don't know how many albums he dropped. I don't remember. He told me, though. He had dropped a couple albums, some music and all that. I was like, I couldn't not say something to him. I was like, yo, man, I really respect what you're doing, bro. Because I literally remember I was working at H&M, making like $13 an hour, right? And I tell y'all this all the time. I used to hide my AirPod behind my afro. And I would be listening to podcasts that would teach you how to edit, teach you how to make thumbnails, titles, and all that on the fucking clock. So it's not a matter of, okay, bro, so once I get that career and that job, like, am I giving up on my dreams? Am I giving up on my goal? You're not. You're just not being broke. You're just not being broke. And I think there's something about momentum that's really good for, like, let's say you get that job, you get that career. A part of you, once you start trusting the process, you know it's not forever. So you just kind of do it and feel good about doing it because you know you need to do it. Like, all right, I'm going to just get this job and I'm going to hold this joint for 2 years. In the meantime, in the 2 years, I'm going to be saving, but I'm also be uploading this. I'm going to be recording that. It's like something about us as human beings. Like, once we have like a kind of like a plan, like a structure of a plan, and we start doing that plan out, everything, it just feels better. It's when you have no plan and you feel lost and you feel stuck that just kills you mentally. That's the shit that be fucking with you mentally. I feel the same way about school, but these the dudes I got to pay for the shit I want. These the dudes I gotta pay for the shit I want. Exactly, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all something, chat. And again, another cold-hearted truth. The first one was like, I don't know why people would rather be broke than blah, blah, blah. Another thing, last time I gave financial advice, I said, you gotta learn you can't not listen to everybody, even your parents. If you don't want to have what they have, you can't listen to them. Grandma, mom, aunt, uncle, cousin, even if you respect them and love them dearly, you cannot take advice from a person who you do not want to have what they have. If I don't want to have the relationship that person has had, I'm not taking their advice. If I don't want to have the fucking money or financial situations they have, I'm not taking their financial advice. It doesn't matter what they tell me. Because they can only tell me what not to do. I don't give marriage advice. And anytime I do give marriage advice, what do I tell y'all? I spoke to X, Y, and Z couple that's been married for this many years. I give you advice on results I have. I don't talk about shit I don't have, bro. Because you can't even, like, it's not just a credibility thing, but you have to be honest with yourself. Like,